What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the farm. Thanks for joining us. It's a beautiful fall afternoon. We are over in what we call our corral area. This was the first section of fencing that we've ever put in here, and now it's mainly used for kind of a separation pen. Anytime we get new animals here, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put them in this area. And today, guys, we got ourselves, well, a couple more sheep. So we just pulled in, we backed them in the gate. We're gonna let them go, and then I'll kind of tell you what they are, how we came about finding them and so forth. But let's go ahead. These guys have been in here for a couple minutes. We'll get them free, get them acclimated to the new pasture, to their new home, and then we'll tell you kind of what's going on here. All right, you guys are gonna go the right way, right? I'll let you guys go by yourself. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on. Come on, sheep. Go ahead. A little bit of a waiting game. I'm not trying to spook them too much, so let them do their thing. Obviously, riding in the back of a trailer is already a little bit of a traumatic experience for them, so we'll wait here a little bit. If I have to, I'll go in, I'll pick them up. But I'd rather them kind of get comfortable here, work themselves out into the pasture. Here, come on. Come on. There you go. All right, we got everybody squared away here, getting used to their new home. I know you guys have seen this before. Pretty much anytime we bring a new animal, well, sheep that is, we're gonna bring them over here first. Keep them separate. I just think it's a good practice to keep them separate from the rest of your flock. You never know. That leads me into my next point. What these guys are, how we found them. These are St. Croix with a hint of Katahdin. And the reason we wanted to get St. Croix is mainly for their parasite resistance. Extremely hardy sheep. They are a little bit of a smaller frame than that of a Katahdin, but not much. These guys, and I say that, they are all rams. You might wonder, and I think I mentioned this in our last video, you might wonder why we would want to get 3 rams. Well, we wanted the St. Croix bloodline, like I just mentioned, and you know, the price was right. At the end of the day, we're probably going to raise at least one of these into a processing lamb. These guys were born in just May, so give it a few months and they'll come out to a nice size. The other 2, or 1, you know, we got to figure that out, will most likely be used as breeding stock to get that St. Croix bloodline into our flock in the future. But for now, they're separate, so obviously we don't have to worry about that. We'll just kind of let them get acclimated, you know, give it a good 2-3 weeks, and then eventually we'll introduce them to the rest of the flock. I'm not sure, you know, given the time of the year and the dry conditions that we've had here, this might be the best bet for them for a while, being that it's nice and lush and there's a lot of grass in here. You can see the goal here was to kind of develop a silvopasture type setup, and we are definitely getting there. You know, we thinned out a lot of this stuff that was in there. Thank you to our first bunch of sheep, and then the pigs came in and just devastated this. I say devastated, but in a good way. It's definitely really nice undergrowth in here for sheep, and these guys are finding themselves quickly at home, as I expected. They look like really good animals. These guys were raised only about 15 minutes from us, which is awesome. There's not a lot of people in this area that are raising sheep, let alone, you know, good genetics. St. Croix. These were actually sourced from a registered breeder I should say their mother, their ewe, was sourced from a registered breeder. So these guys have some good genetics in them, and we're happy to have that here on our farm. They are exploring away. So while we don't have a definitive plan, we certainly have a couple. And I've learned that it's better to just, come up with 2 or 3 ideas right off the bat. That way you can adjust quickly. You guys see it. There's all sorts of things that can happen. Say you lose an animal or whatnot. Things change, life circumstances, and you got to pivot a little bit. So we have a couple ideas what we're going to do with these guys. And we'll let you know at a later date what that exactly is going to be. But for now, we got some St. Croix rams, the newest addition to our farm, which now puts us up to 12 sheep in the flock. Again, these guys are going to be kind of separate for a while. So if you want to say 12 sheep in the flock, there's 9 across the way, and then there's 3 here, but 12 total. So this is one of my favorite parts about sheep, is how they forage. A lot of things aside from grass. You can see these guys in here, they're just going to town. The one concern would be these inkberries. They look appetizing. They're very poisonous to pretty much all animals and humans, but they don't go for them. I always like to think sheep kind of have that instinct in them that they know what is going to hurt them. They kind of work right around. They might get a leaf from time to time, like right there he just did, but that's not going to be the end of the world. Now, if they start mowing down these stalks, we're going to have bigger issues, so we got to be careful. But we have had sheep in here throughout the fall before when these things really start to come on. So as anything, you got to keep an eye on it, but I think we'll be okay. Just gotta observe your animals. I mean, they're new anyway, so we'll be over here checking them constantly. They seem happy at their new home for sure. A lot of times you bring animals in and they're kind of skittish. They stand there for a little bit and just look around. These guys very quickly got to work. So nice, healthy looking animals. No concerns. They've been raised on grass their whole lives, short lives, I should say, since May. And we're happy to have them here. It's also nice to have somebody local that's also doing what we're doing, raising grass-fed sheep. There's not many here where we're at in eastern Pennsylvania, so it was definitely a good connection. Really nice family we worked with. So that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching again. We'll let these guys go a while. Always exciting. I know I say this a lot. Sound like a broken record, but it is always exciting. Anytime you bring new animals onto the farm, we got our hands full, and now it's kind of back to the planning, back to the drawing board, figuring out what we're gonna do here with everything. But definitely when you get an opportunity to get some good genetics, you want to take advantage of that, because that is going to further improve your flock down the road, and it's gonna pay dividends for you later on. So anyway, if you like what we're doing, as always, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. And I should mention, drop us some questions, comments. If you're new to the channel, let us know. Always happy to have some new followers here and hear from you guys, hear your story. So thanks again, guys. We will be with you soon. Take care. Have a good night.